Guys, people are talking about these plasma energy balls as if they're interacting with the UAPs. Are the military drones just flying up in the sky to get a better view from what we're seeing from the ground? UAPs, USOs interacting with these plasma orbs, or there's some type of energy going on there, mate. Guys, let's talk in the comments. Let's get into the video.
What the Why are they over a cemetery? Hey, y'all better get right with God, man. Y'all get right with God, bro. Oh my God, the cops are down there saying go back to your house, bro. Yes, come here. Look at the cops are down here saying we have to go back to our houses because they don't want us to film it. Yo, something big is finna fall.
Yeah.
Is this what everybody's talking about on the news right now?
I think so. Whoa.
What am I looking at, bro? This thing keeps appearing and reappearing, y'all.
What is that? Do you see it?
Yeah, it looks like a drone swarm.
What's a drone
Right over the
swarm?
airport. A swarm of drones.
O que é isso? Caraca, o que é isso? Max, o que é isso no céu? O que é isso no céu? Meu, isso não é pipa, Max! Max! O que é isso? Meu Deus, o que é? Eu tô dando zoom, não tá vendo nada. Meu Deus do céu! Max, o que é isso? Por que esse celular não mostra?
Can you really? Or is that the is that the car next to us?
Hey friends, time for another New Jersey UFO update. So this one is super crazy. You're going to want to watch this whole video. So what is it about New Jersey? Why is all this crazy stuff happening in New Jersey? Well, apparently this is not new. This has been going on for a long time there, especially around a place called Wanakee Reservoir, where there is something called the Wanakee Vortex and back something called the Wanakee Wonder. So I got a very mysterious message yesterday saying, look into the Wanakee Vortex. And that was it. And they didn't respond whenever I replied. So I was like, okay. I love mysterious messages, so I dove in. So Wanakee, New Jersey is right here. And it's right next to the Picatinny Arsenal, which is sort of like the epicenter and the hotspot where all this stuff kind of originated, right? This whole drone UFO, fiasco going on up in Jersey. So it's like, okay, what is going on here? Why this area? Because this seems to really be the epicenter. I mean, there's crazy things happening all over the world, of course, but there's something about Jersey. So what is it? So going back to the 60s, there was a big UFO flap there, and there was like all these crazy stories. I mean, I dove in, there's a bunch of newspaper articles, a lot of like kind of investigative journalists back in the day did a lot of digging, and there was a bunch of different UFO sightings. A famous one by this Sheriff Cisco. There was this famous photograph taken by this guy, and all these people saw UFOs, and the way they described them is very reminiscent of what we're seeing now. They'd be like different kind of lights in the sky, like individual lights, like orbs, that would sometimes come together and form helicopters, right? They would mimic our aircraft. Exact same thing that's going on now. This was 60 years ago. And that's where this Wanakee Wonder came from. So many different people saw these UFOs over the Wanakee Reservoir that they even named them the Wanakee Wonder. And like, it was seen by hundreds of people. I mean, this was like an ongoing thing. One time they described the reservoir being frozen over, and there was like a fire over it, and it was melting a hole in the ice, and that the craft was like the saucer-shaped craft that kept like turning into like an orange glowing like orb, right? All this stuff is wild, but it's very familiar, very similar to the stuff we're hearing now, but it gets way stranger. So a Dr. Bruce Cornett got wind of all this crazy stuff. One of his friends told him about the Wanakee Vortex, and he was very interested in the paranormal and stuff, and he was a researcher, and he set up some like camping expeditions out there, and they took a lot of camera equipment, lights, and that kind of stuff, and they went out to the Wanakee Reservoir to investigate this vortex, right? And these are just some of the pictures that he got. So in this picture, that is Dr. Bruce Cornett, right? That's not. There was nobody there. So at first you could say, okay, well, it was just a you know, kind of double exposure or something, right? That happens. Well, if you actually look at it, the pose is a little different, the stance is a little different, the lighting's a little different, right? And then there's like, they put this crystal here, and the crystal's stationary, just like he is, okay? And this crystal, see the line behind it, right? Well, it wasn't moving. See, he's not moving, nothing else is moving, but this did that. And they said every time they took pictures of the crystal, it would do that. There's a lot of different pictures of it. So then they started blowing smoke in the air and doing these light flashes and taking pictures and seeing if they could see anything. And they kept seeing these lion figures in the smoke. I thought that was super cool. And then there's this picture. So in this picture, it looks like there's a group of people here and they're like kind of looking at another group of people over here. But these people aren't there. There's no people there. It was only these people. So that was interesting. And then in this photo, he says that this is him. That's Dr. Corset, that this wasn't there. Like there's no one there, right? So it's like another kind of double exposure. But when you really look at it, like there's things that are slightly different. Like his arm is slightly different and his socks are showing here and they're not here. So it's like it's mimicking him, but it's not him. It's really strange, and it gets stranger. Look at this one. So in this picture, that's him. That's Dr. Corset, and someone's taking his picture. He was there with a group of people, right? And this right next to him, this is the same photograph. They went and got him developed, and there shouldn't be anybody here, right? There should be nothing there. But when you actually look at this, it's like mimicking him, okay? It's not a double exposure. The pants are a different color. The shirt's different. There's like a bulge in the belly when there's not here. The lighting and the shadows are different. He zooms into the head and does some effects to it to try to figure it out. And like, it's just completely different, right? But it's similar, very similar, but different. It's mimicking. But it's not just a double exposure. You can tell a double exposure would just be this image right here. But it's different, significantly different. You know, you can look at it. The more you look at it, the more things you notice that are different. So that's very telling, because what are we seeing? So he even says possible hologram projection of ET, humorous ET attempted mimicry, right? What have we been hearing out of Jersey? That there's things mimicking airplanes and helicopters. I've talked to multiple people and they'll tell me, they're like, dude, I know in the photos and the videos it looks like an airplane, but trust me, when you're here, you'll see an orb turn into a helicopter or turn into an airplane. It's only 100 feet in the air. It sounds like an airplane. It looks like one, but it's like 3 or 4 feet. Like, it's crazy. Like, it doesn't make any sense, and it's like really messing with people. And people keep using the word mimicking, saying that these things are mimicking, you know, our planes and our jets and helicopters and stuff. Well, this guy back in the 90s, when he went there to investigate in New Jersey at the Wannabe...
Guys, check out some of my other content.